Hey, what's up out there? It's Yanni coming back with a comic haul. If you saw my last video, you heard me talk about some books that I wanted to look at off of Craigslist. And these are those books. Two 8.5 graded Amazing Spider-Man 300. Now, I was really just looking for a 300 because I did not have it yet. But I came across these and figured I had to at least see what the owner wanted for them. So I got one CGC, which is actually a newsstand, which is kind of cool because those can be more sought after. Just because a newsstand means that it was sold in a bookstore or at a newsstand and probably not taken as good of care of when they put it on the shelf. People come up and read it, and usually they're harder to find in good condition. But so I got those two. The one thing I want to point out about this CGC is if you look at kind of in the yellow here, you can see in the white, you can kind of see like what I think is some bleed through from the pages behind. I don't have an unslabbed book, so I can't open it up to see if they match up, but that's why you want to use micro chamber paper so you don't get that bleed through into the front cover. Also had them throw in a Web #1 8.5, which I didn't have yet, and also a Amazing Spider-Man 317, which is a Venom McFarlane book. Really hot right now, Venom, with the talk of the movie. So 317 I just saw on eBay and auction end at $46. It's not worth that much. I wouldn't pay that much, but if you can get 315 through 317, if you can get them for 10 to 12 bucks each, I think you're doing pretty good. They're all 15 bucks or more, especially now. And I just saw a 300 8.5 CGC going for 300 on eBay, and the auction wasn't even over yet. I paid $225 for all of these, and I needed 317 as well as 300 for my Spider-Man run, so I feel like I did really well on those. So I got a lot of books to get to. I'll try and speed through them, but make it informative at the same time. I also bought these next two. These were my first Slab Books I ever bought. I had some money in my PayPal, and I figured if I could find a couple investment books that are graded, I'll buy them. I didn't have any yet. So this is Chew 19, the ComicCon variant, which has a glow-in-the-dark cover, and it's the signature series signed by Rob Gilroy. 9.6, got that. I also got Sensational Spider-Man #35 New York Comic Con variant, which has a sketch cover. Really cool book. Both of these are really cool. I love Chew. The sketch cover on this is awesome. You can see Spider-Man in the black costume, and then what's really cool, I just noticed, is that like in the reflection off this building, you can see Spider-Man in his original costume. So really cool. Got both of those for $45 shipped, which you can't even get them graded on your own and shipped for that cheap, let alone buying the books. So really happy to have both of those. The next books I'm going to show, I bought a bunch of books from an online retailer because they were having a sale. Just a bunch of stuff I needed. New Avengers #1 and #4. #4 you should already have on your radar. First appearance of Maria Hill. I paid $3 each for those, and you can see #4 still has the price tag on it, $8. So I feel like I did pretty well on those. Pick up that #4 if you see it out. Next one, these aren't necessarily hard to find books. 52 countdown basically. But #7 there with the red cover, that's the first appearance of Kaine, who is Batwoman. And I believe #11 here is either her first appearance in costume or her first cover in New 52. So pick those up. You can find those in the dollar box, but you know, they're good ones for the radar. First, Batwoman. DC presents 97, the last issue of the run. This also features Zod, who was in Man of Steel movie. Anything last issue for a bigger series I'm trying to pick up right now, if I can get them for cheap. I paid $3 for this, anything last issue is, there's collectors out there that just want the last issues, or they're collecting the last issues for one reason or another. It could be the series wasn't good and they're ending the run, so there may even be less prints of a last issue, or they're doing a reboot, maybe is why it's the last issue. But there's a faction out there that collects the last issues. Also picked up Devil Dinosaur #1. Jack Kirby was looking for it. Want to pick up some of his earlier stuff. You know, this one can be had. I think I paid $12 for it, and they called it near mint, which I think it is. He was Devil Dinosaur, and Moon Boy there, the monkey that kind of rides him, was also recently in Avenging Spider-Man. So still out there in the Marvel universe. How about this? Young Justice #1. Interesting book with everything going on with cartoons and Justice League movie. You know, this can be found for $1 still, and it's kind of a cool book. You know, the artwork is, I liked it, except one thing is the hands are kind of big on these guys, but it's kind of a cartoony more so look than like a comic look even. But the pages are really nice, artwork's cool. So I read this, and it's really not a kid's book. You can see this blue thing here, they weren't sure what it was. Ended up cracking it open, and this woman came out and she says, "Once I was Nina Dowd, but no more. Now I am mighty endowed." And you can see they got this smoke kind of hovering around her, and they never show her body full. And you can see she's struggling to stand up there, and she falls over because she's top heavy. So, not a kid's book. Interesting though. Hulk. Red Hulk #15. This features the first appearance of Red She-Hulk. So put this on your radar. You can see it's got Elektra on the cover. 16, I'll pull out in my next video, has Red She-Hulk on the cover, but this is her first appearance, and you can still get this cheap. I think I paid $3 for it. I also picked up the annual king size #1 Red Hulk, which is a really cool book because it has Wendigo in here in the Red Hulk story. You might remember Wendigo from Incredible Hulk. This has some reprints in it. So it has 180, which she's fighting Wendigo, and you know who shows up at the end of that one is, here it is, Wolverine, last panel. And then it also has a reprint of 181 in here. So if you haven't read it, you know, this is an easy way to pick that up, have a little bit of comic book nostalgia. $3. Can't go wrong with anything Hulk and Wolverine. Dark Knight Falls #4, Frank Miller, Superman Batman cover. I picked it up mainly because of that. I don't have 1 through 3 yet. I will pick them up, but this one I think might pick up a little bit with the Superman Batman movie announced. And now this one, like for example, Batman 612 here with Superman Batman, this thing has really gone up. This is a $20 book, and it's got a Jim Lee cover, which is awesome. Jim Lee drawing Superman and Batman. But this book is $20 as well, if not more. I paid $7.50 for it. I would pick it up. You never know what's going to happen with it. Put it on the radar. Ninja Turtles #9. I'm getting anything Ninja Turtles right now just because it seems to be hot. #9 here supposedly is the lowest print run of the new series. So I picked that up. I actually paid $6 for it, and that was on sale. So you can kind of see, at least from this retailer, they're saying Turtles are hot as well. Teen Titans 37, first appearance of Miss Martian. $1.50. Figure why not. Marvel Spotlight #6, Starlord from Guardians of the Galaxy, which is real hot now, obviously. Now this isn't his first appearance. I think his first was Marvel Preview #4. But from what I've seen, this is his first solo story, and it has his origin. And you can get this one real cheap. I paid $3.50 for this for a VF. You can probably get it for cheaper than that out in the wild. New Mutants 25, first appearance of Legion. That's a $1 book if you look. Deathstroke number 15, Deathstroke the Terminator. Now, Deathstroke the Terminator is Slade Wilson. His daughter is Rose Wilson, who is the new 52 Ravager, and this is her first appearance. This is the first appearance of Rose Wilson. She took over for her brother, Grant Wilson, who was the Ravager who was killed. So put that one on your radar. Cheap book. You can find that in the dollar bins if you're looking. Good first appearance. Supergirl number 1. Just a good book to have. Supergirl. How could you not want that? I paid $2.50 for this. I think the cooler part, which I didn't know, was at the bottom here. Check this out. Masters of the Universe 16-page preview. So He-Man was introduced in DC Presents number 47 in July '82. This came out in November of '82, and then Masters of the Universe, the actual comic, came out in December of '82. So this was kind of building some hype for it. So I don't know if I didn't do too much more research than to say this could be the first Masters of the Universe, first appearance. I don't know if they had anything else. They had the toys out, but in comic form, I don't know. Maybe. Justice League Annual number 2, Justice League of America. Now this is a pretty good story. This features, you can see like the old Justice League back here and Aquaman down here. He disbanded the old Justice League in this book and started the new Justice League, and this features the first appearance of, I think this is Vibe here, and Steel. First appearance of both of them, so they've become major players. I mean, this was a cheap book too. I think I paid like $3 for it in near mint. Put on the radar. How about this one? This is a good radar book right now. This Action Comics 544. This is George Perez art, and you can see there's a bunch of other people, Kurt Swan, Gil Kane, and this features the new Lex Luthor and the new Brainiac. And this, supposedly this Lex Luthor is going to be the one that's featured in the new Superman Batman movie. So this is his first appearance. Really cheap book right now. I got this one for $5.50, but I've also picked up another one that was $4. I would say hop on these. Put these on your radar. These could be real hot books. So I'm going to show a couple more here. I picked up a lot on Craigslist. The ad simply said $30 tub of comics, no pictures or anything. So I went and looked at it, and it really was a tub of comics. A lot of 90s stuff. He had this one in there, Giant Size Invaders number 1. Now luckily I don't need this, but I might actually be able to read this one. Just a beat up copy. But I got lucky on another garage sale or something. I found a really good copy of Invaders number 1. Anything like with, you can see Nazis and Hitler. If you can find anything that has Nazis or Hitler, just pick it up. It's good nostalgia stuff, and it's going to be worth a lot if it's not already. There was a couple other books in the bin. Shadowhawk, Saga, Ashcan. You had 3 of the Wizard presents the Maxx, the half, which I think, if I remember, you had to use a coupon or something to get these. But he did also have this Fantastic Four number 106. Check that out. It's just a really cool cover. I had never seen this cover before for some reason, and I actually rebagged this so you could see it a little better. Put it in a Mylar. But this thing is in awesome shape. I mean, the only thing is, like, there's a little bit of wear right here, and I don't know, I mean, the corner's a little dinged, but other than that, this book is in awesome shape. So I got those, and I'll pan down here so I can show you part of what else I got. See all those Superman 75 third print? There's about 200 of them, and he said he just bought a case of them. You can see I bought a couple Nintendo games too. He said he just bought a case of them when it came out and has had them ever since. And there was also at least 200 more comics, mostly Image and Valiant stuff. So I got that, all of that for $30. I mean, it's like 300 comics plus this awesome Fantastic Four for 30 bucks. Can't beat that. Craigslist comes through again. The last thing I want to show is this horribly packaged buy that I got off of eBay. These priority mail do not hold up for comics. These things are good for, look at this. I mean, when you can easily bend the packaging like that and there's no protection inside, you're going to be screwed. These are good for shipping papers. That's about it. Now, if you only have like 1 or 2 comics in here and you cardboard them and tape them securely, maybe you'll be okay. But look at how I got these. This is how they came, with this cardboard, and you can see it doesn't even fit the size of the comic book. So at some point these got dropped on the corner like this, and that's why you want the cardboard around it to protect that. Make the cardboard bigger than the comic book, then the comics don't get bent. So I'm in negotiations with the seller. I think I'm gonna get a few bucks back. I mean, really, I didn't pay a lot for these, so I'm not too upset. I got Superboy 1 through 6, of the new 52. Whatever, you know, I have it now, and also got Secret Invasion #1, the Midtown variant. You can see this still has the Midtown comic sticker on it for $7 bucks. And I also got this. This is why I wanted to buy from this guy. Flashpoint #1. He had it listed as a RRP, Retail Roundtable Program. If you don't know what that is, check it out. All the books are really hot, hard to come by. In doing some research, I think this is more just a ComicCon variant for some ComicCon in Canada, Toronto maybe. But it's a cool book. It's hard to find. I only saw one on eBay that sold for $25, and I haven't really seen any other ones. So I got all of these for $8.50 shipped. 8 books for $8.50, a little bit over $1 a book. You know, I would have been super happy had they arrived in the condition that they were sent, but all the corners are dinged on them. So it is what it is. Alright, well, thanks for taking a look at these comics that I picked up. I got a ton more comics, so I'm getting backlogged here. I'm going to be doing some more videos probably within the next week. Check back, keep trolling those dollar boxes. Thanks.